So today, the Mets literally went Black Friday shopping, bringing in 3 offensive players, Mark Canha, Eddie Escobar, and what was the last one? The big one, Starling Marte. How could I forget that one? Starling Marte on a 4-year deal, by the way. Whoo! I know it's Eduardo Escobar, not Eddie Escobar. For some reason, that's the first thing that just came out of my mouth. But Canha and Escobar, 2-year deals. You got Marte on a 4-year deal, which I feel like is a little long. But man, they went out, they got some offensive pieces. Canha and Escobar can play multiple different positions, infield, outfield. Mostly Canha playing the outfield. Then you got Marte who can play the outfield. Mets have been linked with Marte for a few years now, and they finally got their guy. I feel like getting Marte is a good addition. Escobar can help you out in second base, third base, first base. It gives you a decent bat, switch hitter. You got Mark Canha who gets on base pretty well. And on top of that, can play multiple different positions, like I've said. I feel like these moves were pretty good for the Mets. I feel like the Mets are trying to get rid of some of the offensive pieces that they currently have and try to bring in some other ones instead. Now, there's also been a little bit of Twitter stuff going on. One, Steve Cohen was already kind of going out there saying like Steve Matz he said he wanted to come back and he didn't come back. So you already had that going on. And then last night, Marcus Stroman came out and was like, the Mets basically said they don't want me to come back. So at least that they weren't trying to bring him back. So it seems like Marcus Stroman's going different places, and it seems like the Mets have other pitchers on their radar. So it'll be interesting offseason to see how this all plays out. Are the Mets going to Met once again, or are they actually going to start to win and put things together? So we'll have to see how that goes in real life. But today what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the Mets don't Met. We're going to win a World Series with them. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content. And of course, in the comment section, do you like the moves? Do you not like the moves? Are the Mets still going to Met? Let me know what you think down below. Of course, description. Go follow all my social media, Twitter, Instagram. If you don't know about it, I got a second channel. We've been posting there a lot more regularly. We've been playing a bunch of games on stream with the boys. So just go check it out. Different content for you guys. And of course, we've been streaming almost every single night. Usually I take Sundays off. And then every other night, we're usually there on in the evenings, playing some games, just hanging out. So if you guys need some other content late at night, go follow the Twitch stream. Outside of that, let's get into it. These are going to be the settings for the rebuild. Budgets is going to be the normal. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get rid of some players in the Mets organization. And on top of that, we're going to have designated hitter on and extra inning runner off. So let's get into it. Let's go to the regular season. And there's already one player that I want to get rid of. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. And that is him. Is anybody going to want him? The Orioles will take him. Is that it? The Orioles, the Rays. There's a couple different teams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send him to the Orioles. And to be honest, I don't really want anybody else. So I'll just take this deal straight up. And there's a couple other players that I think have a multiple year deal that I want to get rid of. Like Kevin Pillar, he's not on the team anymore. So who wants him? Honestly, if the Orioles want him, they can have him. Or who else? Who else wants him? Giants, Padres, Rockies, Diamond. You know what? He can go to the Diamondbacks. I'm okay with him going to the Diamondbacks. We'll send him to the Diamondbacks, and we'll just take their lowest rated player, just because like he's not even on the team anymore. So let's just take like this guy. We'll take him. All right, and then I think that might be it in terms of like deals that I wanted to get rid of. I think so. If there's any others, then I will make some deals. But I think for right now, that should help us out because I wasn't 100% sure if we'd be able to sign any prospects that we draft. But losing Stroman's contract, Conforto, Baez, Betances, Familia, it doesn't seem like they're bringing back, what's his name, Baez either. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I mean, they've basically just gone different directions. I don't know if they're going to put Escobar at second. I don't know what the plan is at second base. Are they still going to try to go out and get Baez? I feel like going out and spending that money on Marte and still looking to bring in another offensive piece on a big contract. Baez is apparently looking for like 6 years, $200 million, which I feel like is way too much just in terms of like what Baez has been producing. But man, it's going to be interesting. Ooh, that's a really good hitter that got taken right before us. But what I was going to say is, holy cow, what's with all these good players being drafted? What I was going to say is, I just feel like I don't think they're going to get Baez. He's been rumored to the Tigers now. And now it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Mets. It seems like the money now is going to be going to pitchers. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens now, how it all plays out. And looking at the options, got Corey Quevedo, which looks really good. Just fielding's actually pretty good for a catcher too. Good contact numbers, vision, discipline. Rosario looks okay. Dave Tebow. We've got a couple other players here, but I think if we're going with somebody, we're gonna go Alfredo Gonzalez. Terrible arm, but decent fielding, decent speed, decent reactions, good power numbers. Or we go with the right fielder, Brian Aoki out of Japan. Really good fielding, already really good hitting stats too. And then I kind of like that first player that we saw too. What was his name? Corey Quevedo. But we don't really need a catcher, do we? So you know what? We're going to go with that. What was he? A right fielder? Aoki? Boom. There he is. Brian Aoki. So what we'll do is we'll also look at the outfielder that we didn't pick and the catcher. Because I just want to see what teams they went to. Let's see here. What was his name that we passed on? So Gonzalez went to the Brewers. And then the catcher went to the Brewers and the Athletics. So we got to remember that at the end of the draft. So now, who am I going to pick? Who am I going to pick here? Is anybody else scouted that I could take? Salinas looks decent. Sanchez. You know what? I'm just going to take a shot because who knows? We might end up getting someone really good. So let's go with honestly, I feel like because we had such a good first pick that I'm okay just taking a shot on somebody. We'll take Rosario here. And if one of those top guys is available next round, I'll take him just because I feel like just taking a shot in the dark. So let's see what we got here. Castillo or I think we're going to go Castillo. Might as well. Let's take Frank Castillo. Let's see what happens. All right. We got to go to the Brewers. So let's go to the Brewers first. Brewers, 93 potential for Alfredo Gonzalez. Decent power, but the vision, contact, is a little worrisome. So I have a feeling he's just going to strike out a lot. But overall, not a bad pick. And then the other one went to the Athletics. So let's see what we got there. 88 potential for the catcher, who, again, looks really solid. 6'3". So let's go take a look at our picks now. How did we do? 95 potential, 92 overall. 92 overall, 95 potential, 72 overall. Fielding's good. Speed, stealing, contact, vision. This guy could definitely help us out. Maybe not season 1, but maybe season 2. Rosario looks decent power, and then Castillo was a dud. He's got worse potential than he does in overall. So, okay, I like the first pick. We're good there. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. All right, so let's figure out this team here. So I already know Nimmo's not going to be up, so we got to call him up. Frank Castillo is going to be like, oh, he can play shortstop too. What is this, Franchy Cordero? This is essentially Franchy Cordero. This is what Franchy Cordero is. Anyways, we've got Aoki. Do we just throw him in the lineup? Like, we could pretend this is like Seiya Suzuki, who the Mets are linked to also, which, you know what? They've got Nimmo as well. Canna can play left field for us for a season. Dom Smith, dude, honestly, he might be someone that might be out the door for them. But what I'm going to do here is, let's see here. Looking at the team, we're definitely going to need a second baseman because Baez is going to go. Plus, Baez really doesn't do well in franchise anyway, so I probably wasn't going to bring him back. Also, I don't know how much money we're going to have. How much money are we going to have? I'd probably say like 60 mil, probably. So, Conforto declined the qualifying offer. I'm not going to offer anybody a qualifying offer here because they're all going to accept it if I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pass on everybody, and then let me see how much money we have to play with because I'm seeing some names there that I'm interested in. All right, so we actually have about 50 mil, and I would like to bring in a pitcher. The thing is, none of the top pitchers actually hit free agency. No Rodon, no Gausman. Gausman was my target. Like, that's who I wanted the most out of every one of those pitchers that were going to become available. Signed a 6-year deal for 18 mil. Looks like it's a little backloaded. So can I get Gausman? I am going to be able to get Gausman so easily. So I'm going to give them, let's see, I'm just going to make the trade happen now because I want him in the team. And I know that he was my main target. Like that's what I'm getting at. So I'm going to give them, there's got to be someone down here. Justin Dillon. There it is. All right, so I wanted Kevin Gausman. That was going to be my main target in free agency. Like, that was the pitcher that I wanted out of all the pitchers that were there. That was going to be my target. Kevin Gausman, throw him into the rotation. Because like I looked at other options. Like I was trying to think of like who else would be a free agent. Like Kershaw. You've got let me just pull up the list of like who else was gonna be a free agent this year, or who is currently a free agent. So let me look at starting pitchers. So Verlander, but like let me see. Out of the ones that would have been available, like Gausman, I guess Kikuchi, but Kikuchi's actually still on a contract in MLB The Show. Robbie Ray is an interesting one. Definitely could have looked at signing him. Actually, how did Robbie Ray do? I don't normally pick up Robbie Ray. So where is Robbie Ray? Where is Robbie Ray, by the way? What team is he on? Is he in free agency and I didn't see him? No, so let's see what Robbie Ray's up to. Like, did he get traded mid-season and then I just didn't get a notification? He's on the Twins. 4-year deal with the Twins. Okay, how did he do? I wonder, what would it take to get a trade for Robbie Ray? A lot easier than it would for Gausman. That's an interesting one. Do we need a lefty? Let me see. So if we lose Carrasco, so he's out, we could put Peterson down here. I'm thinking probably 2 starters, by the way. So it's either gonna be Ray or Gausman, and then we sign somebody. So like Williams is gonna go here. We're gonna lose Carrasco. So essentially Carrasco's Ray or Gausman. Or do we go somebody else? Like Rodon? Ah, man. All right, so the Twins, what is Robbie Ray's potential? Is he gonna go down? That's another thing. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna like mess with it. It's 83, so he is gonna go down. Okay, we're gonna go Gausman. Gausman just, yeah. I said that was the target that I wanted. We're gonna go get him. So we threw in Carrasco. We threw in, who else did we have? We had a catcher. I think it was a catcher, and then it was like a pitcher. Let's throw in, what was it? Justin Dillon. All right, there it is. Gausman is in the team. The thing with Carrasco is I'm just afraid he's gonna start to fall off in rating. So now we have DeGrom, Gausman, Peterson. We just need that extra pitcher, and that's where this comes into play. So we are gonna go with, I was even kind of hoping like a Scherzer was available, but let's see here. Pineda was fantastic, a sub-3 ERA. Honestly, we could probably trade for one too. Like, because I'm seeing some of the names that are available that like aren't actually available in MLB The Show right now. We might be able to trade for somebody. That would be kind of smart too. So I do want to bolster the bullpen as well, because our bullpen's kind of We're not bringing back stock. And then let's see here. We got to call back Eduardo Escobar. I mean, this team's going to be stacked. Let's see here. So what I'm thinking is Eduardo Escobar can play like second. We've got JD Davis at third potentially, or we could potentially trade him because that's something that could happen. Nimmo can play right, and then left field we can have Mark Hanna, or we have somebody play DH and we use that guy that we drafted that we can pretend is Seiya Suzuki, because he looks pretty good, and I'm kind of down to just throw him into the team immediately. Switch it up from like the normal like just going out and signing somebody, because like Garcia's cool and all, Chris Taylor's cool and all, but like getting someone in that's a little bit different and change it up, I feel like that'd be a little bit fun. So yeah, we do need a second baseman. Let's see. He's not good. He didn't have a good year, so let's man, you know what? Kirby Yates as like a setup guy. I feel like that's like that like kind of solves a little bit of an issue that we got going on here. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. We're good now. I've already made this way longer, so we're gonna pay him more than what we should, and we're also gonna probably sign a couple others. I don't know who yet, but we're gonna find some extra additions to this team. It's gonna be like little bench bats, probably one bench bat. Like we'll just throw him in here just so we can see it. So yeah, I think like a bench bat, like one like platoon style bench bat. Actually, we won't need it, will we? I don't know. I think the big move here is just Kirby Yates, because like I feel like we're just gonna make a couple trades. That might just be the move. Just make a couple trades. I just don't see anybody here that I like. So yeah, let's just make a couple trades. All right, we got a little bit of something going on in free agency. For some reason, the Padres never bring back Cronenworth. He's a 90 overall because he's a second baseman, but he still should be good. B potential. I'm assuming it's still in like the high 80s, mid 80s. So he should be good. And then I'm going to sign these guys as like fringe guys. See if we can pick them up. So there we go. I would be interested to see what happens once we get to this, to see if we lose anybody, which so far we didn't, but I'm not sure that we won't. Let's see. I'm just trying to see like any names, if I notice any that we could lose. I don't think so. I think we're pretty good. So I think we're set. Yeah. I think we're good. I'm gonna skip the selection. I'm gonna just hop out of this. See maybe if there's like another name chilling here that we could potentially pick up. Maybe like a reliever or something that maybe is kind of good. Probably not though, from what I'm seeing there. Like Kittredge is okay. Melanson probably is gonna fall off too much. So I think we've kind of done all our damage. Like there's a couple like B names that I like to pick up, but I'm trying to do a little different. And then I already know I'm gonna have to sign a couple players for the farm system, and I'd rather sign some cheaper guys so we don't completely go through our budget. So with that being said, I think that's our off season. I think we did pretty well. We do have to make a couple trades though, so let's see what we can come up with. All right, so I was thinking about a starter we could get, because I'm looking at this team going, we probably need a reliever, and then we probably need one starter, because I'm okay with Peterson being at the bottom, even though I have like really bad luck with David Peterson. I just do. He just never does well for me. So I'm thinking Lucchesi, and I'm torn between McNeil and Davis. McNeil. All right, so I'm looking at different pitchers, and I'm thinking about real life moves that like are like names are being thrown out as possible trade pieces. So Luis Castillo had a terrible year, so I'm not going to trade for him. Sonny Gray, potentially a move I'd consider. But I thought about it. I was like, the Athletics are selling, and I thought about a lefty. Perfect for our rotation. We could definitely use him. Where'd he go? We got to go to the Athletics. It might help if I got there. Sean Manaea does become a free agent, but I can trade Lucchesi and McNeil. Probably giving up a little bit too much here, but we're gonna make this deal right there. Perfect. That like actually is exactly what I'm looking for. Just slots right in. We could even go something like that, and that already looks so much better. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to find a bullpen arm. I'm gonna throw in 2, and I'm gonna try to pick up 1, because like I said, I'm not trying to keep this realistic right here. I'm just trying to win as soon as possible. So I'm trying to think of other relievers that I could go and get that normally do well. So I'm also trying to think of someone that's a little bit different than the norm that I could pick up, and I just don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody that I could get. Michael Kopech, maybe? Do I give Michael Kopech a shot? He didn't have the best of years last year, but maybe if I limit the innings, things will be a little bit different. Do we go like a Crochet? Do I need a lefty? Let's see. I do need a lefty. Okay, maybe Garrett Crochet. Let's see here. So we're gonna go. We went the G-Man and Drew Smith, right? Actually, I might go Castro instead. All right, let's go back to the White Sox, since they have a plethora of pitchers, and we're gonna take Garrett Crochet from them, and then that should actually be pretty decent. And then you kind of look at what we got going on here. We have an empty spot. So what I'm thinking is we've got Canna. He can go there. And like I said, I want to call up our guy, Brian Aoki, a.k.a. Seiya Suzuki. And we're going to throw him into the team. I mean, I guess I could change his name to fit that. But there it is. And then I could put Nimmo in left or Nimmo in right, whatever. But that's the squad. That's 26 guys, right? There it is. That's the lineup. So we've got Marte, Davis, Canna, Alonso, Cronenworth, Nimmo, Aoki, Lindor, whose stats are terrible, by the way. I need to adjust those. Those are terrible. Like, I know he had a bad year, but like that's not Lindor. Lindor should at least be 70 plus for everything. At least. I'm not saying he should be like 80s, 90s, but at least the 70s, right? Like, I know he had one bad season, but is it cheating to put like all 70s on everything? I feel like it's not. It can't be, right? It can't be. Because like, I'll do like 65. Because like, 45? What is he, just forgot how to hit? Like, he just doesn't swing the bat at all? So what I'll do is I'll leave it there. I won't bump it up to crazy numbers, but like, come on, it's Lindor. Like, we know what he's capable of. Like, just because he has one bad season doesn't mean you give him 12 hitting. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do. And then versus lefties, we'll throw in Escobar. I signed Nico Goodrum just as like a new, who did I get rid of? Just as a new platoon guy. We've got Guillorme still, so we've got some pieces that we could flip for lefties as well. So we're set. This is the team. I'll show you the pitching once again. There it is. Let's get through the season. Okay, so certain trade didn't work out. Sean Manaea. Like, the whip's not terrible, 1.29, but it's not great. And so a different player that I talked about, Luis Castillo, is actually having an unbelievable season. Unbelievable. 11-3. Is a 2.64 ERA, a 1.1 whip. I think we got to pick him up. I think we got to get him. I'm going to trade Trevor Williams. He's not been bad. He's only played 40 innings, like pitched 40 innings, I should say. But a 1.3 whip, like let's trade him. I'm also going to trade Carlos Martinez, who's actually having a really good year in AAA. But I'm going to send him there. And then I'm going to also send over Wagner LaGrange. And that's going to get us Luis Castillo. And I think that's going to be a huge move for us. And then I'll put Sean Manaea over here. And then you guys can kind of see what we're rocking with pitching-wise. Probably the best pitching staff in baseball right now. The bullpen looks fantastic. Our best reliever right now is Drew Smith. Yep, I didn't think that was going to be possible, but Drew Smith is going to be the move. So, offensively, I also considered making a move just because, like, Mark Canha's not having a terrible year. Like, on base percentage is almost 370. The OPS is a little low. Same thing with the average. But, like, he's getting on base. I don't hate it. Same thing with, like, Pete Alonso. It's kind of a, like, one of those things where, like, he's just not really good in franchise. So, like, Eduardo Escobar is not really having a phenomenal season either. So I thought about trying to bring in another bat. But then I was like, I don't really know who to trade to make that possible. And so, like, I also didn't really know who I would drop. So I'm like, do I leave it there? Do I change it? What would be the move that I would do? And I was kind of looking around. Maybe do I get a left fielder? Do I get a right fielder? Do I bring in someone like Chris Bryant, who's always linked with the Mets for the last few seasons? I mean, can we get him? So I was thinking about maybe like Nico Goodrum. I signed Raquelvin De Castro because he was sitting in free agency. So could I throw him in, or could I throw in somebody else? Maybe like, let's see here. Maybe who am I not using? Like Harold Gonzalez, and then maybe like Yamamoto, or someone even different. Like, I guess Yamamoto, and then I wouldn't have to get rid of Harold Gonzalez. Oh man, is Chris Bryant someone that we need? Yes and no. Yes and no. He definitely would be an upgrade on Mark Canha, but the whole point of doing the Mets rebuild was to have Mark Canha in the lineup. So if we don't win this year, then I'll add Chris Bryant or another bat next year. So let's leave it there for now. I mean, we're almost at 70 wins. We're having a phenomenal season. Let's not change anything too much because clearly it's working. Season's over, 113-49, which is phenomenal. We're what, three wins different from the MLB record. Like 116 is the record held by the Mariners and also the Cubs of 1906, maybe something like that. Either way, doesn't really matter. We're not here to talk about the 1906 Cubs. We're talking about the Mets winning 113 games here. Look at that team ERA, 2.94. Whoo. Unreal. We've got the Athletics and the Rays, the wild card, the Astros, the White Sox, and the Yankees. And then on the other side, the Giants and the Reds, along with the Dodgers and the Brewers. Okay. So when we take a look at league leaders, Jacob deGrom looks like he had just an unbelievable season, kind of what deGrom does. And then stolen bases. Okay. Awards-wise, what do we got? A Cy Young and an MVP because Jacob deGrom is just absolutely insane. Semien, back with the Blue Jays, had a great season. Garrett Cole won the Cy Young on the other side. We had the top 3 Cy Young candidates. I'll take that. Brian Anderson somehow won the batting title, and then Jankowski on the other side. Jankowski kind of seems like a Rays signing. One of those guys that, like, he would go to the Rays and they would just somehow make him like a 350 hitter. He'd have like a 400 on base percentage. Something would just work out for him. Chad Green and Jake Mcgee winning reliever of the year with an unbelievable season, by the way. 1 blown save, a sub-1 ERA, a sub-1 whip. Unreal. What about the other side? Chad Green had a really good season too. And then Dom T. Williams won Rookie of the Year with the Rangers. And then Nolan Gorman on the other side at Torkelson on the Padres. Okay. All right, let me see. Did anything change here? It looks like we've got Yamamoto up, which means an offensive player was sent down. Who was sent down? Let's see here. Nico Goodrum? Yeah, Nico Goodrum was sent down. He had a pretty bad season. Yikes. Okay, so let's focus on the pitching. Let's see what we got here. Manaya. Actually moving him to the bullpen for like that long relief spot actually helped him out a little bit. Yamamoto, the whip's good. We can work with that. Seth Lugo was fantastic. Just the whip's pretty high. 1.5 is not ideal. Same thing with Garrett Crochet. You don't really want your whip there. You're looking for like a 1.2. Next up, I told you, Drew Smith, man. Killer season. Kirby Yates was pretty solid too. And then Trevor May, I moved him to the setup role because Kirby Yates was struggling a little bit. And Trevor May was really good in our last rebuild yesterday where he was just super clutch. So I figured let's keep him. And then Edwin Diaz was more of an Ed win and not an Ed lose. So DeGrom, pretty solid. We've got Gausman, fantastic. Walker, fantastic. We've got Castillo. Oh, man, look at that rotation. Even David Peterson, who normally lets me down so much, and I know I sound like a broken record at this point, constantly saying that hey, he's finally proven to me that he's actually a pretty solid piece to have in the rotation. Luis Guillorme off the bench was unbelievable, by the way. Holy cow. Escobar, not so much. Escobar's just one of those guys that, like, he just doesn't do well in franchise. I don't know, the discipline maybe, but I don't know. Just really struggled there. Dominic Smith kind of cooled off the second half of the season. He was having a really good first half of the year. James McCann, and then the pitcher Gausman. And then we look at Marte. Marte was great leadoff hitter. That's what I was looking for. He did exactly what I was looking for. JD Davis is like the absolute biggest goon in franchise. You've got Mark Canha, who, again, just really good on base percentage. Like, can't complain at all. Pete Alonso, 21 home runs, a little disappointed there. Cronenworth was fantastic. Not your typical 5-hitter, but you know what? We'll make it work. Nimmo doing Nimmo things. We all know what he does. Brian Aoki, little bit of a letdown. Not gonna lie. Pretty let down right there. And then Lindor, pretty good season for sure. So Tomas Nido. Not ideal. All right, so I think every lineup should still be good, and we're gonna be facing the Giants. Let's go take a look at the Giants lineup. All right, Rafael Ortega had a crazy good season in 31 games. Holy cow. Duggar's always really good in franchise. Okay, you got La Stella, Chris Bryant. Actually, you know what? This kind of looks like, besides Ortega, looks like a Giants squad. It looks like they didn't really change up too much. And then we take a Carrasco. We obviously gave them Carrasco because we took Gausman from them, but it looks like a pretty standard Giants lineup. And well, we just ran through them. Next up, Brewers. Let's fix this and then let's hop into it. Brewers, what do we got going on here? Any changes? No, I'm not too sure if Renato Nunez is still with the team. Manny Pena is definitely not with the team, but yeah, it looks like a pretty standard team. We'll take a look at their pitching staff. James Paxton is new, but outside of that, it looks pretty standard. All right, we got DeGrom starting. Not great. We lost the first, but then we just ran through it, and we're going to be taking on the Rays or the Yankees, and it is the Yankees. I want to see this lineup here. So as we take a look at this Yankees lineup, let's take a look here. So it looks like a pretty standard Yankees lineup. Look at that. And so this might be the first time I've had it in a rebuild where every team that we face in the postseason is just standard squads. Like no changes. The Brewers, the Giants, and the Yankees. The Giants changes was what, Carrasco, and that's because we traded with them. That's really the only change. All right, this is it. World Series time, and we got to win this one. All right, game number 6. We've got DeGrom on the mound, which is like the perfect situation. Do we have the black? Oh, we're rocking the black unis for this. Citi Field. We're at home. DeGrom's on the mound. This is like exactly what you want. Talk about an atmosphere we'd have here. And a run scores thanks to an error. Run scores thanks to an error, but JD Davis gets us right back. 1-1 ball game. A double from Cronenworth. First and second. Aoki, the rookie. And then a double play. Not great. So 2-1, but you know what? The rookie comes in clutch, and then Judge goes deep. 3-2. And then a double. Ooh, the runner was thrown out going home. A triple. Oh man, we got out of it. All right, so we need to score. We need to score. Like we need some runs. We got to help out our guy Jacob deGrom here. Come on, guys. A triple, sack fly. That's all I need. Tie ball game. Perfect. All right. Perfect. 6 innings. We'll take that from deGrom, and then we're gonna take him out. We're gonna go with. Let's go with our best reliever throughout the year, Drew Smith. And we let Gary Sanchez steal a base. Are we serious right now? We gotta do something. Anything at all. Like anything at all. Please. Please. Just right here. Then we go to the 9th. We're good to go. That's a good start. Do I pinch run? Do I even have anybody with speed on the bench? Not really. Eduardo Escobar. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. A fly out, a single. Bases are loaded. Bases are loaded, Pete. Big Meat Pete, I need you here. Sack fly brings in the run. I'm okay with that. All right, we're going to need to make a substitution. We got to take out Escobar. We're going to bring on James McCann. And then obviously we got to turn to Edwin Diaz. Oh, please not Ed lose Diaz. Not today. Not today. Whew. Whew. That first off, that error that allowed the run, and then Edwin Diaz walking a guy to start the inning. Talk about one of the worst possible feelings you could have to start the 9th inning. But you know what? The Subway Series ends in the Mets winning a World Series. MVP, Starling Marte, and then Pete Alonso is your playoff MVP. It doesn't matter. We're good now. We got it all. That's all we needed. I mean, this is a good team. We got lucky that Jake Cronenworth was still available in free agency. Brian Aoki, you know what? Kind of good. It's still, like, this is a good pick. There it is. Like, that was a good team. The Marte signing, Canna, we got it. Cronenworth. We had Aoki. We kind of spent on pitching, right? Castillo, Manaya, and then Gausman. That's kind of what the Mets need. They just need to solidify the starting rotation. They need to stay healthy. That's another thing. They were battling injuries like crazy, but you get that good rotation going. The bullpen, they guys stay healthy. You add a piece or two, and then with the offensive pieces they added this year, I feel like they're set for the future. As long as the Mets don't Met, they win. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. We'll start doing some more realistic rebuilds and longer rebuilds. But for right now, since we're still kind of early in the off season, let's just do these short ones, have a little fun with it, go crazy with the trades and everything. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Of course, follow all those Instagrams. Follow all the social media links down below. The second channel, Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff. I don't know what I'm like a wacky arm waving inflatable tube man, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm gonna go on a tangent. Peace.